America and Europe, the West in general, likes to portray themselves as superior in regards to their society, morals, and culture. But is this actually the case? When dissecting most modern-day Western countries, you begin to see the rotten qualities that they possess in every section, and in epidemic cases as well, with Western nations riddled with broken communities, families, and social order. You can't claim to be superior when your society is more or less a mess. You can't claim to be the best when 50 to 70% of your marriages ended in divorce, when 40% of your kids are born out of wedlock and have no idea who their fathers are and fill the prison system, where you have millions upon millions of drug addicts and people addicted to alcohol, with 80,000 dying from alcohol-related deaths alone every year. We have hundreds of thousands to millions of gang members roaming your crime-ridden cities, millions of prostitutes in the streets, and tens to hundreds of thousands of your own mothers and sisters selling themselves in front of cameras for cash. Does a society that claims to be a model for all other countries to follow have 30 to 40 plus thousand deaths by shooting per year? Does it have mass shootings every couple of months or weeks? The modern-day West is a cesspool of degeneracy and toxic ideals, extremely materialistic, overtly sexualized, and individualistic to a cancerous degree. It's no wonder that there is no sense of brotherhood in the West nor any real strong community. It's a dog-eat-dog culture after all, where people don't care about their fellow countrymen and are only out to benefit themselves first and foremost. The average Westerner puts themselves first before their country, community, or even family in many cases. Just look at their homelessness rate. Abandoning your family to a life on the streets is very rare where I come from. Americans and Europeans are so individualistic that they'd rather watch the Kardashians or wait in line for days for the iPhone than to create families so that they don't get replaced by migrants. Because again, the West is all about me, pursuing self-lust with no discipline, nor committing to anything that may benefit or serve a greater purpose other than just yourself. And due to these societal ills mentioned and many other things, Westerners are miserable. They have more cases of depression, psychological issues, and commit suicide at an alarming rate. I mean, you have anti-depressant companies solely driven and running on selling their products to American consumers alone. Now, keep in mind that this is what the West is with a relatively strong economy and good living standards. Imagine if it had the same living standards as that of Africa, Middle East, Asia, or Latin America. It would literally be hell on earth. Yet despite all these societal woes, these same Westerners still idolize American and European countries and try to suggest to others to emulate their disastrous ideologies and lifestyle that led them down this path via Westernization. Ideologies like consumerism, feminism, extreme liberalism, globalism, sexualization of society, multiculturalism, and so on. To put it simply, the West is under a form of psychosis with no effective cure or treatment in sight. And yes, you may have more freedoms in many other places, but what good are excessive freedoms when your people can't handle them, where it works against you? Now, before you write in the comment section that all societies have issues, I agree. All do have issues, but they don't have every single problem that indicates and points to societal collapse and disorder, nor do most non-Western societies have these issues as epidemics, but usually as more isolated cases. Our Persian culture, and including much of the culture of the East, despite needing some reforms here and there, is usually better at running our societies more efficiently. Most of us have a sense of community, strong family values, morals, and a commitment to ideas greater than just ourselves. This is what makes our culture better and our societies orderly and less chaotic. Same again can't be said for the West.